गुड मॉर्निंग लेडीज एंड जेंटलमैन। आप सभी का 27th इनोवेशन कॉन्फ्रेंस जिसकी थीम है शेपिंग अ बेटर वर्ल्ड में स्वागत है। इट इज़ ट्रूली एन ऑनर टू बी हियर टुडे एंड आई कैन ऑलरेडी फील द एक्साइटमेंट in the air as we embark on the journey of innovation, learning, and inspiration. As we gather here today to explore ideas and share insight, I remember a quote said by Steve Jobs: "Innovation distinguishes between a leader and a follower." So, it's the spirit of leadership and creativity that will drive the change that we wish to see in the society. AMA, this very organization was founded under the leadership of Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, and his legacy of excellence education continues to guide AMA. And carrying forward his legacy, the remarkable legacy, his grandson, Mr. Mohal Sarabhai, is today here with us. So I request Mr. Mohal Sarabhai to come up here and he would talk about the theme of today's conference, introduce our esteemed chief guest, and felicitate him. I request sir to please come up on the stage.
Good morning, everyone. Besides being grandson of Dr. Vikram Sarabhai, I'm also the honorary secretary of AMA, so I'm in that capacity also here. It is my privilege to welcome you all to the 27th Innovation Conference on Innovation in Action, Shaping a Better World. On behalf of AMA, we are thrilled to share that this year's conference features an extraordinary lineup of speakers, visionaries, industry leaders, and trailblazers, who will delve into a wide range of topics from cutting-edge technology and sustainable development to transformative business practices. Additionally, we will host an engaging panel discussion where experts will exchange ideas, debate critical issues, and shed light on the future of innovation in this rapidly evolving world. It is my honor to introduce our esteemed chief guest, Professor Dr. S.P. Singh, Director General of Kaushalya, the Skill University, Ahmedabad. Professor Singh is an academic luminary and a pioneer in skill-based education with over 3 decades of experience in teaching, research, and institution building. His visionary leadership has transformed institutions into hubs of excellence, enabling thousands of students to thrive in a competitive global landscape. So before we proceed, it is my pleasure to felicitate Professor S.P. Singh. Thank you, Professor Singh, for gracing us with your presence today. Innovation in action can truly shape a better world. I sometimes joke in a lighter mode that India has discovered zero since it discovered zero. While this is not entirely true, but I say this to provoke innovation ideas. If you look at India with the type of infrastructure, population, education capabilities, everything, we should be a lot more innovative than what we are today. That is the hard truth, and that is why we have such conferences to, build up that. There is not a single Indian global brand, if you look at it, in the world today. There is Dr. Amar Bose, who started Bose Corporation. That's not truly Indian because he was an American citizen, but Bose is the only actually top global 100 brand that you can say. A lot of people say it's Indian because it started by Indian, but it's actually not even Indian. But India can do much more, can do much more. I was thinking that a simple innovation, Uttaran is popular in Gujarat, and if you've seen the two-wheelers, they have this U-shaped device that someone had come up with. And now that's an innovation because it solved our problem and it saved, I would say, hundreds of lives, if not injuries. A simple device that someone thought of can be made available. So innovation can literally save lives. I think that's the whole part of the conference. Another example I can give in my own field, I'm in the healthcare field. And you must have heard of this disease, typhoid. Typhoid affects and kills mostly people in India. If you look at the demographic of this disease, typhoid, it mainly affects us. So a diagnostic test for typhoid. When this was discovered? I was shocked. It's called the Vidal test. Whoever is in medicine would know it. It was discovered by a gentleman named John Vidal in 1896. And that is when the colonial forces were fighting against us in India, dying of typhoid. So this guy developed a test. So it's not acceptable that after hundreds of years, we still don't have a test that is accurate and very effective against typhoid. If typhoid was to happen or endemic was to happen in, say, London or New York or Berlin, we would immediately have a test, and then we would better it and make it more productive and more effective. So that is also innovation, but I think we should also concentrate on true innovation. Why do we look at the West, for instance, to solve our problems? We can solve our own problems. India is capable. Innovation is a mindset that can drive humanity forward. With that, let us begin this conference. I gave you some thoughts, and we would love to hear from Dr. Singh in terms of what he believes. Thank you very much, and look forward to having a great conference.
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspiring words. As Albert Einstein once said, the true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. It's the imagination that is coupled with skill development that allows us to dream big. And with that, I now invite Professor S.P. Singh here on the stage to share his invaluable insights and thoughts on the role of innovation. I request sir to please come up here and please give him a big round of applause.
Thank you so much, and thank you for welcoming me so warmly today. Ahmedabad is new to me, but I'm really thrilled. From last 4 months I'm working here. I have seen the way Gujarat is growing and the way Ahmedabad is contributing. I also came here to do my bit, and I hope I'll be able to do justice to the job I have taken over here as the Director General of Kaushalya, the Skill University. Mel Sarabhai Saab, thank you so much for a very kind introduction and welcoming me and felicitating me. And Dikshitji, especially to you to invite me and Aima and other fellow panelists sitting out here. I have gone through the whole day-long itinerary of the day, and I have really mesmerized to see the Ahmedabad Management Association has invited such a wonderful speakers today, and the students and startup ecosystem students and innovators. Definitely is going to be a very productive day for you. So before I begin, when I was discussing with Sarabhai ji informally 5-10 minutes back, and we were discussing a small thing, but I think of very, very important aspect, that while you attend the whole day session, my humble and the first advice is that make suitable notes. Whatever little bit we say, if you are not noting it down, even if you go and see my video later on, which has been done there, hardly you will have time, because TikTok has taken all our time. And the time which we supposed to devote to watch right kind of videos, somehow we are not doing it. I don't know what kind of disruptive innovation is happening, but many times innovations are happening to eat up our time and deviate us from our purpose. But notes will not be able to deviate you from your purpose. So my humble request is, I think every one of you are having something in your hand. Whatever you like, it's a cafeteria word. Whatever you like, you think will be useful for you in due course of time. Maybe someday you will also be invited like us to deliberate upon. Maybe that point of time you will go through your notes. I have gone through my notes, which I have noted down a week back, and I will take out some points from there, because as a preacher, as a teacher, as a professor, we are not supposed to talk something which we don't do. And I hope everybody knows the story of Gandhiji. You are in Ahmedabad, and Porbandar is very close to us. Gandhiji once has said that he will not ask the boy to stop eating jaggery, and the lady keep on coming for 3 weeks कि मेरे बेटे को जगरी खाने से मना कर दीजिए, गुड़ खाने से. 3rd week में उन्होंने बोला बेटा गुड़ मत खाओ. तो माँ ने पूछा कि आपने 3 हफ्ते लगा दिए कहने में, तो बोले पहले मैंने गुड़ छोड़ा, फिर बच्चे से बोला कि गुड़ छोड़ो. So I think that way our moral system should happen. So what I'm preaching, I have done it from last 45 years, and I tell you today, I tell to my children also, and they are very fond of making notes. Notes are very important part of life. Because innovations, what we are going to discuss today, is startup ecosystem, which I am part of it, and I'm doing it. Make in India, Startup India, you name anything, Atal Incubation. I almost have worked with all that kind of ecosystem. And now I'm working in the startup ecosystem of skill. And you know what we are going to do? Still, the anchor has said that dreaming is more important and imagining things are more intelligence oriented. I don't know I'm intelligent or not, but I imagine a lot. I keep on imagining things, I keep on strategizing things, I keep on planning. I've made a new roadmap for my university, new roadmap for Skill India program. In that journey, I have seen few things very important, which I want to share with you. I think if you all know which is the country in the world which has the maximum number of innovations converted into business. There are innovations, there are countries have, India also is having so many patents, there are enormous number of patents, but how many of them are commercialized? If you see, in India right now we have only 1.4 lakh startups, only 1.4 lakhs, and out of 1.4 lakh startups, only 8 to 10,000 are doing well. Only 8 to 10,000. Our economy today is almost reaching to 4 trillion. And we are 5th number in the world. Though it is proud that we are 5th. But if we want to become Viksit Bharat, and we want to become the 2nd number of nation with respect to economy, our GDP, which is almost going at the rate of 7% per year, do you think how much GDP we require to reach to 30 trillion, which is the expected outcome in 2047 to become the 2nd nation in the world in terms of economy? We need to increase our GDP by 8 times, not percent, 8 times. 8 guna badhani hai, right? You can imagine our per capita income as of now, you may be aware of it. This I'm not talking, this I have observed with Amitabh Kanji. Honors goes to him, you may be knowing him, Sherpa too. So Amitabh Kanji was deliberating only 10 days back, and I noted down, I think that is very relevant for you to tell you all. And no, you know why I'm telling you this? Because I want all of you to inspire and instigate by deliberation of ours. If we can just do this much of job, because we cannot be at your place and start working at your age to innovate. But what we can do here is can instigate you or inspire you to do something for the nation, which nation may like to have your contribution in times to come. So that's why I'm quoting these statistics, not for any other purpose, but to inspire you. And number 2 is our per capita income right now is only $2,500 per year. And we want to reach to the 2047 Viksit Bharat, our per capita income has to increase by 8 times again. Per capita means $2,500 to 8 times. How much? Anybody? Quick? 20,000. Your mathematics should be like this. $20,000 per year should be per capita. And there is something called middle income trap. You may not be knowing it. Middle income, middle economy, the students of economy may be knowing it. Only 3-4 nations in the world could break that trap. And the recent one is China. Japan has did it once upon a time. Germany has done once, and America has done once upon a time. And now everybody is looking towards India, that will we be able to overcome this middle income trap, and how to come out of this middle income trap, where the Prime Minister and every minister, skill minister, everybody is onto that, how to break this middle income trap. If we will not come out of trap, our demographic dividend will become demographic disaster. And what is that? Once you have a middle income where the primary sector, which is 40% of the workforce and part of it, is contributing only 20% of the GDP. The primary agriculture, agri and other related sector. Why it is happening? Because the productivity is low. And if we innovators are not going to put our efforts in the agriculture, and our productivity will remain the same, our GDP, which is 40% workforce is providing 20% GDP, this trap will never finish. And unless and until we do a lot of innovations in agriculture, nothing will happen. Forget about 1947 Viksit Bharat. So this is one of the areas, all of you please understand that innovations, AI, data, big data, deep tech, oh my God, do it. I'm not stopping you. I'm not stopping anybody. I will tell you about Gujarat also, what I read few days or maybe in last four months, what Gujarat should do especially. But then, unless and until we go and our mindset convert ourselves to the reality, the reality is not AI, big data, chat GPT and geospatial, whatnot, and all data, bring it data, put it data, data is money, data is this. I agree. I'm not saying, again, I'm not against technology, but that is a very niche area that will not make Viksit Bharat. That will contribute to maybe 5% or 7% of GDP once upon a time, but it will not convert my 20% GDP coming from 40% people to 40%. That is the target. So therefore, my request to all of you, because many of you are going to be innovators and will have maybe a company which is Bose or maybe better than Bose in top 100 companies in due course of time. And I think Gujarat should lead because we are the entrepreneurial society and we should do that particular, break that jinx of having the top 100, top 200. But then I'm coming back to the point, which country or which class or people, may not be country, they may be shifted to other country, but as a nation, they have contributed so much in innovation and so much in the commercialization of innovations, and they are the richest people in the world with respect to per capita income, maybe staying in America, maybe staying in Germany, maybe staying in Japan, maybe staying in India. They are the richest people with respect to innovation and companies developed out of innovation. Can anybody tell me that country? And therefore everybody, I'm giving you a hint, therefore every country is after that country. Israel. Somebody has said that. If you go and read a book, a startup nation, and it is Israel example, you will be amazed to see that the Israelis are contributing to 70% of the total income GDP of America. And by having companies, any company you name, you will find the promoters are Israelis or contributors are Israelis or innovators are Israelis, or they are having the maximum stake in that company. They're small nation, right? But they are such an enterprising entrepreneurs and they have so many Nobel laureates in their country and they are working otherwise in other part of the country also. Recently, I visited US on Fulbright. I found that 100 Nobel Prize winners in University of Chicago, many of them from Israel. So that kind of ecosystem, small, all trouble. Does it mean that we all should have bombardment all the time to innovate? Like Israel have? We are the most peaceful nation. Is peace is not good? Are we very complacent? We are not triggering to survive? Our survival instincts are low? You have to think. I'm not asking you to fight. I'm not asking you to fight and bombard others and somebody bombard you. But then you have to be more creative and innovative and always have on your toes that my country need to become Viksit Bharat in 2047, and for that we have to work harder. So this is one. And another very important point, which is manufacturing. I was given how much time? 5 more minutes? Okay. So manufacturing is another very important. Jab bore ho jayega to bata dejega, I'll wind up, right? Don't worry, right? So because we professors, we at times we pass our time and we don't know what. And if it is out of context, so please, I try my best not to be out of context. So another very important component is that while we talk about primary sector, agriculture, very good, wonderful. We should do a lot of, because 20% GDP should become 40%, another 20 years down the line. But another very important aspect, we have so much of innovation in softwares and everybody is coming. Somebody is just tweaking a software saying, I'm innovating a software. Somebody is doing this and that, but it doesn't mean that we have many, many good successful entrepreneurs here also in the audience, and somebody will come in the daytime also. But then that is not enough. They should be our role model, but not to role model of everyone. Why role model of everyone? Because yesterday I was at EDII, Entrepreneurship Development Institute of India, which is situated in the one in its own kind in India. They got Atal incubation for a startup, And startup ecosystem, specifically they have been given chance to women. That Atal incubation startup will be only for women in the social sector. What it means that Government of India is trying that women folks can come forward and they do innovate and have startups in the social system. Why? Because unless and until social system will strengthen probably the tertiary sector, which is very, very weak, from drone Didi, on which we are working, that ladies are having drones in their hand in the villages, and they are having a 5 lakh rupees loan in their hand, and then within 5 minutes, they spray nano fertilizer in a acre of land and they earn 500 rupees. Nobody of you can do that. You start doing a DGCA approved training program of drone pilot from Kaushalya, the skill university, and you can earn 500. But that is not the purpose. You got a situation in your life where you are having that liberty or flexibility that another few years you can invest your parents' money or maybe the money which probably you have taken from loan and can innovate for 2 more years to crack that, and you become entrepreneur or maybe innovator or maybe contributing to an innovation. So that is where your time, 1-2 years, is very important, and therefore you have to be very, very careful about growth. So what I wanted to say, that particular part of the country where we are having innovations is very, very limited, and innovation should always be thought with respect to need of the industry. I'm concluding by saying only a few things now about the ecosystem of skilling. Skill was never an aspiration. Anybody who has done ITI here, please raise your hand without fear. ITI, Polytechnic, engineers, okay, put it down. That is my challenge. I want all these engineers not to become engineers, right? Why? I just, because this is very important and very close to my heart, because I now am son of Kaushalya. So Kaushalya is I'm not Ram, but then I have said Kaushalya is my ma because my university's name is Kaushalya. Why I'm saying this? Because you understand, please. There are 2-3 programs, just 1 minute off the line. What we are doing is BSc in steel technology. One we are doing with Arsenal, Mittal and Nippon Steels. Another program we are doing with Pidilite is called Furniture Manufacturing and Design. These engineers type stuff is not coming there, right? The students who are coming there, they are from a lower middle class strata, where they are first generation people who are going to a graduate class. Their parents are either illiterate, or they are farmers, or they are carpenters, or they are foremen in the steel company or somewhere, and they are coming. And the outcome is they are getting a job of 40,000 per month after completing the course, and engineers are not getting 15,000. Problem is not 15 or 40,000. Problem is because I came from an institution where we have engineers and they are struggling to get a job. But these jobs are available and people are not going for that job because everybody wants a AC room situated at IMA first floor, where we do not have any work. We have a coffee machine. Our salary of 30,000 comes in our account every day, and there's no work, no hardship. That is where the aspiration versus luxury and liberty comes in. I want to convert my country, this mindset, to an aspirational mindset for skill. The day my student of steel technology, BSc technology, will become the general manager of Nippon Steel, that will be the aspiration, not an engineer and manager like will become the GM. A student who is a welding technologist or a steel technologist will become the general manager of Nippon Steel. That day my India will become a Viksit Bharat. And I mean it. Unless and until we make skill aspirational, because the whole world is suffering from skilled people. Our AC mechanic to carpenter to anybody, plumber comes to your house, earns 5 times, 4 times more than a person who is sitting in an AC chamber and enjoying their life. Hardship we have left, and by default, culturally, we are also not very keen to work hard. The people who used to work less, professors like us, are respected more. The person who's cleaning the floor is nowhere in the community setup because he's working hard. So we have to develop that tendency of appreciating and enjoying. And I wish My children are grown up, otherwise I could have learned this, so I should have sent one or two of them to do skilling. But I wish your children will not go for engineering and medical and profession. They will become steel technologists, they will become manufacturing technologists, they will become boiler technologists, they will become deep sea welding mechanics, and they will earn 10 times. America, I visited, you have doctors are paid less, nurses are paid more. Plumbers are rare and engineers are in abundance. We don't want to create another America and India. My humble request to all of you, please think about skilling and try to innovate in a skill area, and innovation should be more for skill oriented, backward and forward of the industries. You see those industries, and Gujarat, I conclude, is the highest contributor in India in GDP with respect to manufacturing, 17%. You know that? Gujarat is the best state in the country to contribute 17% of GDP with respect to manufacturing GDP, right? And Gujarat is the most enterprising and entrepreneurial state in the country. And this 17% must reach to 35%. If you want Viksit Bharat, we have to double. So manufacturing can never be doubled unless and until we have innovations. So my best wishes to all of you. I have given you a picture of the country, little bit about Gujarat, little bit of skill. I hope that will serve the purpose of the day. My best wishes to all of you. God bless you. Thank you so much.
सर, आपने जो कहानी शुरुआत में कही वो सही मायने में हमें सही ज़िंदगी जीने का तरीका सिखाती है. प्रैक्टिस व्हाट वी प्रीच, राइट नोट्स एंड इमेजिन थिंग्स. Thank you very much, Professor Singh, for your inspiring word. I now request Mr. Krunal Shah, Manager, Elixir Foundation, to speak few words. Please give him a big round of applause.
ગુડ મોર્નિંગ ટુ 300 ઇનોવેશન્સ ઓફ ધ નેચર. આપણે બધા જ પોતાનામાં એક ઇનોવેશન છે, અને ભગવાને આપણને અહીંયા મોકલ્યા છે તો કંઈક પર્પઝ સાથે મોકલ્યા છે. અને આપણે જેનઝીની સાથે વાત કરવી એટલે થોડીક અઘરી પડે, રાઈટ? એવરેજ એજ અમે નીકાળી કે પાર્ટિસિપન્ટ્સની એવરેજ એજ કેટલી, તો 22.8 એટલે 23ની નજીક. ઇન કોમન ટર્મ વોટ વી કોલ જેનઝી એઝ ધ એમ્બિશિયસ પ્રોકેસ્ટિનેટર્સ. ઓકે, એમ્બિશન બહુ બધું છે, દુનિયા બદલવી છે, બરોબર છે, પણ પ્રોકેસ્ટિનેશન એકલું જ છે. કારણ કે ઇન્સ્ટાગ્રામમાં રીલમાં 10 સેકન્ડ દેખીએ એટલે સ્વાઇપ થાય એટલે મગજ આખું બદલાઈ જાય, રાઈટ? અને એની સાથે સાથે કોલેજમાં છીએ એટલે ઓફકોર્સ વી ઓલ વોન્ટ ટુ બી બીકમ અ સક્સેસફુલ પર્સન. બટ આપણા માટે સક્સેસની વ્યાખ્યા જે છે એ બદલાઈ ગઈ છે. આપણા માટે સક્સેસની વ્યાખ્યા મારું પેકેજ કેટલા LPA આવે ને એ છે. મારા માટે સક્સેસની વ્યાખ્યા મારા ઇન્સ્ટાગ્રામની પોસ્ટ ઉપર લાઇક્સ કેટલી આવે એ છે. મારા માટે સક્સેસની વ્યાખ્યા મારા રીલ ઉપર કેટલા વ્યૂઝ આવે એ છે. પણ મારા માટે સક્સેસની વ્યાખ્યા એ નથી કે મેં કેટલા લોકોની લાઈફ ચેન્જ કરી. ઇનોવેશન ઇઝ નોટ અબાઉટ મેકિંગ મની. જેટલા પણ ઇનોવેશન્સ દેખો, they were not meant to make money, they were meant to change people's life. ઇનોવેશન ત્યાં સુધી ઇનોવેશન ના કહેવાય કે જ્યાં સુધી એ લોકોની લાઈફમાં વેલ્યુ એડ ના કરે. એપલે જ્યારે પોતાનું કોમ્પ્યુટર્સની સ્થાપના કરી ત્યારે એમના મગજમાં એક જ વસ્તુ હતી કે એમને જે કોમ્પ્યુટરનો પાવર છે ને લોકો સુધી પહોંચાડવો છે. ઇટ વોઝ અ પીપલ સેન્ટ્રિક થિંગ. એટલે એપલ આટલું સક્સેસફુલ છે. ગૂગલ જ્યારે હતું, દે વોન્ટેડ કે આ જે ઇન્ફોર્મેશન છે અને આ જે ડેટા છે એ લોકો સુધી પહોંચે અને લોકો બધું જ સર્વ કરી શકે. એટલા માટે ગૂગલ આજે આટલું સક્સેસફુલ છે, બરોબર? ઈબે વેબસાઇટનું નામ સાંભળ્યું છે? ઈબે બહુ પહેલાં એક ઈ કોમર્સ કંપની હતી, બરોબર છે? એમનું કામ એક જ હતું કે જેટલા પણ નાના નાના રિટેલર્સ છે એ પણ જે મોટા રિટેલર્સની સામે ટો ટુ મળાઈને એમનાથી કંધેથી કંધે મિલાઈને ચાલી શકે એના માટે એક પ્લેટફોર્મ ચાલુ થયું. એટલા માટે આજે સક્સેસફુલ છે. તો પીપલ સેન્ટ્રિક વસ્તુઓ, આઈડિયાઝ બહુ બધા આવશે, બરોબર છે? અને ઇનોવેશન પણ પછી આઈડિયાઝ બહુ બધા આવે ને પછી માણેક ચોકમાં ઢોસાની ઉપર ફેન્ટા નાખીને ચોકલેટ નાખીને આપણે એને ઇનોવેશન કહીએ તો એ ઇનોવેશન નથી, બરોબર? એટલે ઇનોવેશનની પરિભાષા થોડીક બદલવી પડશે. એની અંદર ક્રિએટિવિટી ઓફકોર્સ આવે, બધું જ આવે, પણ એ પીપલ સેન્ટ્રિક અપ્રોચ કેવો, એ પીપલ સેન્ટ્રિક વસ્તુ કેવી, બરોબર છે? જસ્ટ ગિવિંગ યુ અ સ્મોલ એક્ઝામ્પલ. હની બીઝ સાંભળેલું છે? હનીબીસ આપણે બધા જ દેખીએ, મધમાખી નજીક આવે ને તો આપણે એને ભગાડીએ. બટ ધ થિંગ ઇઝ કે હનીબીસ જો લુપ્ત થઈ જાય તો આપણું જે આખું હ્યુમન રેસ જે છે એ આખી ખતરામાં આવી જાય, કારણ કે મોસ્ટ ઓફ 70% જે ક્રોપ્સનું પોલિનેશન છે એ હનીબીસ કરે છે. વિચારો, નાનામાં નાની એક હનીબી જો આટલું મોટું કામ કરી શકતું હોય તો આપણા પાસે તો 2 હાથ 2 પગ બરોબર છે, એક મગજ અને એક દિલ છે, કેટલું બધું કરી શકે છે. આ ઇનોવેશન કોન્ફરન્સનો મતલબ એવો નથી, કારણ કે ઇનોવેશન કોન્ફરન્સનું જ્યારે નામ આવે ને ત્યારે બધાને એવું લાગે કે આમાં ટેકનોલોજી રિલેટેડ વસ્તુઓ હશે, આમાં સાયન્સ રિલેટેડ વસ્તુઓ હશે. પણ હું એમ કહું છું કે ઇનોવેશનમાં છે ને, ઓફકોર્સ તમારી પાસે સ્ટડી નહીં કર્યું હોય ને સાયન્સનું તો ચાલશે, પણ એના વિશે નોલેજ હોવું જરૂરી છે. એન્ડ દેટ ઇઝ ધ મોસ્ટ ઇમ્પોર્ટન્ટ થિંગ. એટલે ઇનોવેશનનો મતલબ એવો નથી કે ખાલી જે એન્જિનિયરિંગ કરેલો હોય કે સાયન્સનું બેકગ્રાઉન્ડ હોય એ લોકો જ ઇનોવેશન કરી શકે. પણ જે પણ વિદ્યાર્થી યા જે પણ પર્સનની પાસે એક આઉટ ઓફ ધ બોક્સ આઈડિયા છે, બરોબર છે, એ બધા જ કરી શકશે. કારણ કે હું એવું માનું છું કે કોઈએ પણ આજે જેટલી પણ મોટી કંપનીઝ આપણે દેખીએ, કોઈએ એના ફાઉન્ડર્સને રોક્યા નહોતા કે તમે નવી કંપની બનાવો. દે ફોટ એન્ડ દે મેડ ઇટ. બરોબર છે. આજે ઈસરો અગર ચંદ્રયાન 3 કરી શકે છે અને ચાંદ ઉપર આપણું રોકેટ જઈ શકે છે, તો એની પાછળની મહેનત પણ આપણે દેખવી જોઈએ કે સેટેલાઇટને એક સાયકલ ઉપર લઈ જવાતી હતી. બરોબર. એટલે બધાની પાછળ હાર્ડવર્ક કરવું પડશે. ઓવર ધ નાઇટ આપણને જે ગ્રેટિફિકેશન, ઇન્સ્ટન્ટ ગ્રેટિફિકેશન જોઈએ છે એ ઇનોવેશનમાં નહીં આવે. ઇનોવેશનમાં હંમેશા લોકોનો અપ્રોચ સમજીને પીપલ સેન્ટ્રિક અને વેલ્યુએબલ કેવી રીતના બનાવી શકે એ અપ્રોચથી જો ચાલશું તો ઓફકોર્સ એ સક્સેસફુલ જશે, અને સક્સેસફુલ જશે તો ઓફકોર્સ પૈસા આવશે જ. સો જે મની માઇન્ડસેટથી આપણે એક ચેન્જ માઇન્ડસેટ, એક વેલ્યુ માઇન્ડસેટ તરફ જઈએ, એના માટેનો એક પ્રયાસ છે ઇનોવેશન ઇન એક્શન, કે એને એક્શનમાં કેવી રીતના મૂકી શકીએ. બધાના મગજમાં હજારો આઈડિયા હશે, એ હજારો આઈડિયાઝને કેવી રીતના ઇમ્પ્લિમેન્ટેશનમાં મૂકી શકીએ, અને સાથે સાથે મળીને તમારા જેટલા પણ ફ્રેન્ડ્સ અને કલીગ્સ છે એ બધાને એ ઇનોવેશનના આઈડિયાની અંદર કેવી રીતના આપણે પ્લગ ઇન કરીને એક મોટું આખું રેવોલ્યુશન લાવી શકીએ. સો હું ઇનોવેશનને કહું છું કે ઇનોવેશન ઇઝ નોટ મેન્ટ ફોર ચેન્જ, ઇનોવેશન ઇઝ ઓલવેઝ મેન્ટ ફોર ટ્રાન્સફોર્મેશન, ઇનોવેશન ઇઝ ઓલવેઝ મેન્ટ ફોર રેવોલ્યુશન. સો આ જ રેવોલ્યુશન લાવવાની જે એક તાકાત છે એ આપણા બધા જ યુવાનોમાં છે. અને મને એવું લાગે છે કે જેટલા પણ યુથ હોય ને એમને ક્યાંક ને ક્યાંક ખાલી એક વસ્તુ નડતી હોય કે હું શું કરી શકીશ. છે એવું પૂર્વાગ્રહ કહીએ આપણે ગુજરાતીમાં, કે હું શું કરી શકીશ, વોટ કેન આઈ ડુ, વોટ કેન આઈ અલોન ડુ. આટલા બધા લોકો બેસેલા છે, આટલા બધા લોકોની પાસે આટલા બધા પૈસા છે, હું શું કરી શકીશ. પણ આપણે એટલી વસ્તુ સમજવી જોઈએ કે જ્યારે લોકો એવું વિચારતા હતા ને કે આપણે બોલ્યા વગર કોઈને હસાવી ના શકીએ, ત્યારે ચાર્લી ચેપ્લિને બોલ્યા વગર આખી દુનિયાને હસાઈ છે. જ્યારે આપણે એવું વિચારતા હતા કે આપણું કશું પણ બેકઅપ ના હોય તો આપણે કોઈ પણ ઇન્ડસ્ટ્રીમાં આગળ ના વધી શકીએ, તો યાદ રાખજો કે શાહરૂખ ખાનની પાસે કોઈ પણ બેકઅપ નહોતું, આજે કિંગ ઓફ ધ બોલિવૂડ કહેવાય છે. જ્યારે લોકો એવું વિચારતા હોય કે આપણે ઘરડા થઈ ગયા, હવે આપણી પાસે કશું જ નથી કરવા લાયક, આપણે બસ બેસીને ખાલી ખાવાનું છે, તેટલી વસ્તુ યાદ રાખજો કે કેબીસીમાં આજે પણ અમિતાભ બચ્ચન એક એપિસોડના 6 કરોડ રૂપિયા લે છે. બરોબર. અને જ્યારે લોકો એવું કહેતા હતા કે હું એક એવા વર્ગથી આવું છું કે જેની પાસે કોઈ પણ સંસાધનો નથી કે કશું જ નથી, તો યાદ રાખજો કે એક ચાયવાળો આ દેશનો પ્રધાનમંત્રી છે. બરોબર છે. એટલે એઝ અ યંગ પીપલ તમારી પાસે બધી જ તાકાત છે. સો આ ઇનોવેશન કોન્ફરન્સનો ભરપૂર ઉપયોગ કરો. સરે જેમ કીધું નોટ્સ લો અને નોટ્સને આગળ જઈને ઇમ્પ્લિમેન્ટેશનમાં લાવજો. થેન્ક યુ સો મચ ટુ ઓલ ધ યંગ પીપલ હુ આર પ્રેઝન્ટ હિયર. વન્સ અગેન થેન્ક યુ.
Any idea that can add value to our life is what is innovation. Thank you very much, Mr. Shah, for your kind words. I now request Mr. Nishit Shah, Chair YI, to speak few words. Please welcome him with a big round of applause.
Thank you very much. Dignitaries on stage, Sri Professor Dr. S.P. Singh sir, Sri Mol Sarabhai sir, Office Bearer of Ahmedabad Management Association, Office Bearers of Elixir Foundation, dear students and faculty members. On behalf of YI Ahmedabad, it is very privileged moment and great satisfaction that we have been able together to pull this off the conference, Innovation in Action, which enables a better tomorrow for all of us. While we'll discuss a lot of innovation, a lot of ideas and how to execute that, and what we understood today, that we are not a procrastinators, but we are executors. But let me give you one idea to it. And while Professor Sir and Kunal Bhai already talked about TikTok and Instagram and our focus areas. I want to put idea of a fascinating painting by Belgian artist Rene Marguerite. If you go on your smart devices and Google son of a man, go on, pull out your smart devices, mobile phones, and search son of man. It's very interesting painting. If you go and check son of man. So when you check, when you see the painting, it's very, at first glance, it's very absurd that there is an apple in front of man's face, and you'll probably wonder that what it does say in current scenario, in current lifestyle. It conveys very important human behavioral life lesson. While you say that's painting which hides the face of a man, and man wants to hide something from the audience. You may depict the image in multiple ways, but there is one very, very important message to the image which says, the closer you look, the lesser you see the world. The closer you look, the lesser you see the world. And that's the exact point where we all come to the same point, that the distractions we are having right now in the world. As Professor said, in terms of innovations, we are bombarded with lot of such things where we are completely distracted, where we are supposed to do few things, but then we procrastinate on later date or later moment. The nearer, the closer you keep your smart devices, the lesser the world you see. So it's a valuable lesson for all of us, for all the students, all the Gen Zs. But Gen Zs, I see much more better world for you tomorrow, because as Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam said, that we have to make a world today for the kids or children's better tomorrow. So for student, it's a very critical juncture that you have the power to save the tomorrow, and you have to decide that how much distractions that you have to take, and how much valuable time you have to put in your real career. And once you decide that, once you plan to do that, you have a lot more opportunities in your way to come, and you are very well able to execute them with a lot of innovations, a lot of help from your peer groups, and a lot of social engagement that you have from your ecosystem. So with that, I on behalf of YI Ahmedabad, I thank everyone you to joining this conference, and lot more for you to coming up in today's day, and also in your career. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir, for your inspiring words.